Welcome to Dr. SADBOI episode.
That's me, Dr.SADBOI.
Why are we
The
sad?
LSG podcast episode 16. Let's settle this special episode number. Trace.
I don't know how to do this.
You don't know how to talk?
I don't know how to be in front of the camera.
We'll start with this. What's your name?
Dr. SADBOI. With an I.
Okay, yeah, this is Dr.SADBOI.
That's your sad boy with
Yeah,
an I?
with an I. All caps.
Okay.
Because I'm mad too, I guess.
My dad wrote in caps lock. It's how it was on the birth
It'd
certificate.
be like that, you know?
It do be like that
It do
sometimes.
be like that.
It's
Sometimes it do be
it's
like
Scooby
that.
Dooby.
So, guys.
So how about that event next weekend?
Oh, man. We have so much
Wow.
work to do on that.
It's like, we have to settle something, right? I don't know
Yeah.
what it was.
Something-
Can
it's
somebody remind me real
this.
quick?
It's this.
We're supposed to settle this.
What are we settling, guys?
So there's this thing. Not very many people have heard of it, but it's a PR. So it's a
Yeah.
power ranking.
Power rank.
I guess there's a lot of drama behind that.
Yeah, avoids underseeded.
Ooh.
Ooh, I didn't even say that. He
just
said
came
that.
out and said
I
it.
didn't
I am
even
not
say
biased
that.
at all. Also, Zale's underseeded.
Oh man, that's another
RGV.
one.
Yeah, shout-outs to RGV.
Shout out to RGV, dude.
I got a lot of homies in RGV. Actually, shout outs to David Fishhouse. He's a cool dude. Critical Hit Arcade out there. If you're ever out in the area, check that out. Critical Hit Arcade.
I really need to go down there.
I've only been a couple of times. Went out for a convention one year. That was kind of a disaster. It was out of the organizers' hands, but like their internet connection got chewed through by birds.
Amazing.
And we had to run tournaments that were internet dependent.
Oh.
So we actually had to move all of the tournaments off-site to one of the organizers' comic shop, and it was just it was a nightmare. It was like either we had to move all the players to a different location to run the tournament there, or they all had to be refunded. And they had
Nice.
I think they had to refund everybody who was doing the League of Legends tournament. And they had lost a lot of money on that.
Yeah, because it's what, like 5 people per team?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a lot.
I want to say it was like they were charging like $50 per entrant.
Oof.
And man.
That's why we don't do League of Legos.
I mean, yeah.
Yet.
Don't ruin the idea.
Well, when we get in the
Lego-
LCS.
Yeah.
Lego my egos.
But I mean, aside from internet connection and all that stuff, we're not gonna have any of that, any problems over here when we're doing Let's Settle This, are we?
Nope. Well, I have been having some internet issues recently.
Ooh,
But
Vincent.
no, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. We're not gonna have an issue.
Have you been watching Twitter at all?
I don't watch Twitter. I have 2 tweets
You have 2 tweets.
ever.
Well, so this little young lad from Dallas, Texas, named Austin, was tweeting about an event and had a really nice little invite to Let's Settle This.
Can I just say how confusing it is to have a player from Dallas be named Austin?
Yeah, we had a little bit
Wait,
of
he's not
confusion
from
yesterday.
Austin? His name is Austin.
His name is Austin.
His name is Austin, but he's not from Austin.
No. So we have Austin, the Austin boys, and then Austin, the TO.
Oh, that's too many Austins.
They're gonna fight to the death.
In
Don't
the
worry.
City.
We got out of city folks.
Well, you
We
said
got the person, and we got the TO.
you said Austin was coming to Playing with Fire, and I was like,
Isn't Austin always at playing
Yeah,
with fire?
yeah. First of all, Austin is always at Playing with Fire, and I was like, okay, you can't mean sync, like you got to mean like a carpool from the city. But I was also wrong on that.
Yeah. So Dallas Fort Worth is Ness's castle. You should play Bowser. I like Deluxe because like Houston's the castle and Deluxe is the boss. It makes sense.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's a good castle right there, indeed.
The castle of Coral Sword.
The Coral Castle.
All right, so for the people out there, help me out here, because I'm not very good with names. We've already announced all our,
We've announced all of them.
we've announced all the 16 players that are going to be coming in and, finally settling everything, once and for all in one place here at Coral Sword, July 27th. We'll also be streaming it. We also do have an open bracket.
Two
so
streams.
We have 2 streams, one for the Invitational, one for the
Open bracket.
128 spots. If you're here, great. If you're not, you're missing out. That's all I'm going to say right there.
Yeah, guys, come out to it. It's going to be, we're putting a lot of work into it, and the production itself is going to be great. We're going to have the Invitational streamed over at the Annex, which is I love the Annex, by the way. Like, if you haven't been out to a tournament here at Coral Sword, there's tons of space in that place, and, I have put in a lot of effort to, make that place nice and spiffy and cool. I invested in the projector screen and all that.
It's going to be awesome for those people over there to be able to watch the Invitational in the Annex. Top 8 is going to be so awesome. But real quick, who we have in it? We have Austin, J-Boss, Dojo, Denty, Ismon, Avoid, N, Cheeks, Zale, Karna, Ultimate Razor, Sassy, Duo, Waltz, Grayson, and Commander.
It's a lot of big names.
So there are some other names. I'm not going to go into specifics, but there's some other names that were invited.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, everybody that was invited couldn't go. There were a couple people that had legitimate issues. There were a couple people that were just straight up scared that they wouldn't make any money from this event.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't want to travel for an event that they didn't see themselves getting out of pools in. And in my mind, that means we did something right. That means
it's stacked.
If there were people that were scared, top-level talents, again, I'm not going to mention any names, but top-level Texas talents, people that are on the Texas PR, that straight up told me they were scared of not being able to make it out of pools.
I completely agree with that. When we were over at Low Tier City, I had a chance to talk with Austin and Denty, and it's not that they weren't confident. It's just that they knew that this was a stacked tournament. They knew that this wasn't going to be, an easy win for them. That they were going to have to try in this, just to make sure that their position, as top players is solid.
Austin was talking about how this is the best practice leading into EVO that he's going to get. Round robin pools, so freaking good.
Yeah.
We're going to get so many games off of this for all the top-level talent. Then so many good people are going to drown. I just named, all those names are top 32 of a major quality players.
So who are some players that you're specifically excited to see?
Besides the obvious Austin?
Mm-hmm.
If I had to name my three personal favorites, Dojo, Zale, and Grayson.
So let me see this. 'Cause I got a hot list of homies.
Vincent, who do you think's going to take it all?
My hot boys. I don't know. Okay, look. I'm not gonna cast my lot for that. I'm just gonna talk about my hot boys here.
Okay.
So we got Karna, first of all, absolute homie. Always love to see that dude play. I'm excited to see Razor play. I always like to watch his snake. Also Denty. I've been a fan of Denty's since I started playing Project M.
Mm-hmm.
And Denty was he was an Ivysaur main, and I just loved watching his Ivysaur, and he actually inspired me to pick up Ivysaur myself. And I've been playing Ivysaur since I think probably since I saw him play at Low Tier City 3 or something. Yeah, it's been I love that character. And then also Sassy, big fan of Sassy. We have the same name, so you can't go wrong there. And I love to see Duo play as well. I was a K Rool main for Ultimate, and it took me a little while, but I've pretty much given up on K Rool. Characters pretty hard to play, and it's hard to get results with them. So I've been playing around with some other characters. I've been messing around with Link a lot, so I like seeing good Links, and Duo is definitely the definition of a good Link.
Right. No, we got a lot of character diversity here too. We have 2 Snakes, 2 Robs, 2 Pokemon trainers, a Joker, a Ken, a Link,
Mega Man,
Wario, 2 Inklings, Yoshi, Ness.
So we have Sassy on here. Who's the other Rob?
There's a Cloud.
Grayson.
Grayson.
Okay.
Number
All right.
3 in Dallas-Fort Worth right now, 18-year-old kid. crowd went absolutely nuts for him at Low Tier City. I don't remember who he was playing against. He was playing with one of like the PGR level players, and the chants were insane.
Nice, nice.
But all of these guys, like, top level talent.
Mhm.
It's insane to have them all under the same roof. Like, for a lot of these guys, so I have the stat sheet where we have all the head-to-head matches. Over half of these guys have never played each other, like, in bracket. I'm sure they've done friendlies or something, but Texas is such a huge state that, like, Zale from RGV doesn't get to play Denty from Dallas or Austin from Dallas. Like, it just doesn't happen. So there's going to be a lot more data. Like, next PR is going to have so much more data.
Also, like, I don't know if people realize this, but if you have been out to Coral Sword, the idea is that we're going to have this invitational in the back room. So everybody's like, we're giving these 16 players, like, some nice treatment out in the back room. Completely reserved that room for the day. So we used to run tournaments back there, and like, you couldn't get more than about 20 people in that back room because it gets a little crowded. With only 16 people there, and us, limiting the people going back there other than the top players. It's going to be really comfortable for them, and we're going to have just a couple setups back there. But that's all you need to run something like this.
Right.
It's going to be a unique experience for them, and like I'm really happy to bring something unique to Texas Smash.
Yeah, and then for the open bracket, we have the casting couch, the commentary couch,
Oh yeah.
over at the Annex.
We're going
With
to do what?
Over at the Annex, we're going to have the couch for the commentators. The other
Yeah.
setup run by Robert from RGV Esports.
Yes, the
And his
casting
crew.
couch.
Yes.
That's gonna be fun. People are just gonna be popping off in the background. You're gonna be able to see
It's
that.
going to be so hype. Commentators, though. Like, the commentators are stacked, too. Let me pull up my list real quick. Because we obviously have, like, the guys doing the Invitational, Van Joey. It's not a Texas event without them there. And then Kimona Neighbor, the duo that did the top 8 of... Like, they did the top 8 of DreamHack, and they done top 8 at Low Tier City 7. Arguably, I don't even think it's arguably, they're the best casting duo in Texas.
Yeah, yeah.
It's always nice to hear them talk because I surprisingly learn a lot about the game that I didn't know when I hear them talking. Even when they're casting, I think Shockwave, right? Is that the
Yep.
one that's Shockwave. It's always nice to hear their voices. Always nice to hear them, talk about the play-by-play and things like that.
Right, but other commentators we have coming out that we haven't really talked about much because they're not doing the Invitational. They're doing open bracket stuff. But we have G-Ness and Zori
Yeah, that's for commentary?
for commentary.
Yeah, G-Ness's commentary is really, really good. I always love having him on when I'm streaming.
Then we have Red 9 and Kid. So Red 9's from RGV. Kid's another Houston commentator.
Yeah, Kid's good too. He's on for Playing with Fire and Sweet Spot a lot.
Yep. And then we have Boz and Bobbles. Are you familiar with him?
Awesome.
Never heard those names.
Boz is from Dallas-Fort Worth.
Mm.
He is an up-and-coming commentator, does a lot of FGC stuff. The guy is
Okay, cool,
insanely
cool.
talented. And Bobbles is current esports Bobbles from West Texas, another well-established commentator in Bowser, Maine. It's awesome to get the diversity out here, to have all these people coming from all over the state for the same event, for the same weekend. Like, it's going to be the best weekend for Smash in Houston this year.
Yeah.
I can
I'm excited for
wholeheartedly
it.
agree with that. Yeah.
Playing with fire the day before is going to be ridiculous.
Playing with Fire is always stacked. Last time we had over 100 unique entrants. I think it ended up being 102, including doubles and singles brackets. That event always packs the Annex. And I'm always happy to get a bunch of people in there. We want to keep going higher with entrants, but I think it might come to a point where I have to cap it. When I get there, like if we ever get to a point where I have to cap entrants, we're gonna do something to celebrate. I don't know what yet, but like we'll definitely do something big. Also, like coming to the streams soon, I'm hoping to integrate Matcherino, so really like to get that started up.
No, that'll be awesome. And then so there is a cap on the open bracket, 128. we went back and forth a little bit on whether or not we cap it, how high we cap it, how low we cap it. We thought about doing a much smaller cap. The original idea we pitched back and forth was an Arcadian, and then we had a lot of people interested in coming from out of city that wouldn't be able to if it was an Arcadian. So we ended up going with a 128-person cap, open bracket, available for anyone. I am not feeling very confident that Houston's going to win any event that weekend. Like, if we're being honest, I don't know if Houston's going to win playing with fire. I don't know if Houston's going to win the Invitational. I don't think Houston's going to win the open bracket. I don't think Houston's going to win SFC.
Well, who do you think is our best hope of defending home turf?
Razor.
Yeah.
Razor and Avoid.
Yeah, I'd agree. The double snake.
Yeah.
Those two, like, they're the guys I have my eyes on. I think those two are the best two players in Houston. Like, that might be a little controversial because we got a lot of talent and obviously Trella, but I never include Trella in statements like that because he's an enigma. Trella is a different beast.
The mystery man.
The mystery man comes in and out whenever he feels like it. Takes it all either way.
Yeah, that dude can be away from, competing for like weeks, months at a time, and then just like randomly enter something and like play a whole new character and
like the SFC he speed ran.
Yeah.
He played like 7-8 different characters and just handedly won with all of them. He even played K-Roll.
I don't know about handedly.
It was handedly.
There was some matches where he had to switch into Ridley, but aside from those, everything else was just smooth sailing for the guy.
He didn't pull out the Ridley in SFC. He pulled out Ken.
He pulled out Ken. That's what I was confusing it. Yeah.
Yeah, but he never went back to the Ridley.
Yeah, he never.
He played K-Rool. He played Pitt. He played Ken.
Yep.
He played Ryu.
Which is crazy.
It's just
his Ryu looked fresh. It looked like he'd never stopped playing that character.
Everything looked fresh from Trella.
Like,
Surprisingly,
you're right. You're right.
That guy is just he's something else. I don't know what goes on in his mind. I don't know why he doesn't come out. I want to see him like in person. Like, watching him on stream is one thing, but when you see that guy, just in front of you, it's something completely different.
The thing that blows me out that confuses me about Trella, or really impresses me about Trella, how nice and down-to-earth he is. He is the most calm, down-to-earth person that you'll ever meet at any of these events. And then he shakes your hand and gets a complete download and just bodies you.
It's because when he touches you or makes direct eye contact with you, and he knows everything.
He sees your soul.
Yeah, he sees into your soul. That's actually a power that he has. He does have Mangekyo Sharingan. So.
Oh, I didn't know that. Now I know what to look out for.
You weebs.
Part of me I didn't understand that statement, but I'm gonna agree with Vincent because I know
exactly.
Vincent was confident in saying that, so I just agreed with him.
Vincent would never lead us wrong.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And if Vincent does, then hey, it's okay. It's Vincent,
Right. No, another crazy thing about Texas though is every region has that player. Every region has their Trella. Like San Antonio has Mega Fox, Dallas has Austin. Austin has Hockey, Houston has Trella, RGV has Zale, West Texas has Dojo. They just all have that player that's inhuman. Southeast Texas has Ronichu.
Yeah, pretty much Ronichu. Shout out to my Beaumont boys, 409. I love you guys. Even though you guys don't love Beaumont, I love it a lot.
But
I like Beaumont. I like the SCTX guys. Shout outs to Tyler Haynes. That dude's a homie. I always go out to stream Big Money Battle for Broke every year. It's kind of like this big event that I look forward to every year because they're all just homies out there, and they always do so well with that event. It's a charity event for I believe like an animal shelter out there, and they usually bring in like cats and dogs for everybody to pet.
That's awesome.
It's a really cool event. Like in fact, I'm pretty sure I don't think they've announced a date yet on the next one, but we have one coming up here in the second half of the year, and I definitely recommend everybody run out to Beaumont and check that out because it is a solid quality tournament.
You want to talk about August? Tell us about August, Vincent. What's happening in August?
Vincent, what's happening in
are we
August?
are we talking about the LSG event? That's
Yeah.
happening. All right. So
I don't even know what.
yeah, August
I don't even-
24th we have Side Quest coming up.
We have a date now. Like
Right.
the last 3
Oh.
podcasts, I've mentioned this event exists and I've mentioned the name, but I never mentioned a date. We have a date.
It's going to be a really cool event. Have you talked about like what we're running there, like what makes it unique yet?
I haven't gone in crazy detail, but it's all nothing secretive about that event.
Yeah. No singles.
No,
no
what?
singles.
No
No singles.
singles.
So it's all side events. It's one of the reasons we're calling it Side Quest. I really hope that a bunch of people come out. A friend of mine from the FGC, his name is Matthew. He approached me and asked about running a tournament to benefit his younger brother who needs like a couple of organ transplants, and we're helping out with that. So all proceeds go to that. Like everybody who's working that event is working for free. It's not something that I typically do because I like to make sure that people get paid for their work. Like that's a
Right.
big deal for me. I worked a lot of events for free, like when I was first starting out, and I don't think that it's fair to do for people, but when people heard about the cause that we were doing it for, everybody was down to. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you. Everybody was down to help out and offered their services for free. So, shout outs to everybody who's working on that. The LSG team. I think my friend from the FGC, Linda's going to be working on that. Like, everybody knows her in the FGC.
Yep.
So,
So this event's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun. I secured a carpool coming from Austin for that event with some players in it. Hopefully get more out-of-city carpools coming.
that's going to be a fun event. I just
It's
want to
gonna be
see like how people do in those side events.
You know what? I was thinking about this the other, like on the way up here. I was thinking about, we talked about doing the 8-man invitational reverse mains bracket.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope Avoid and Razor don't make it to the finals.
Yeah, right.
That would be the worst.
Yeah, so Exotonic, first of all, shout outs to that guy. I've been playing Smash with him for a long time. He's a homie. We used to live really close together. But yeah, so he's asking what kind of side events. So we're definitely doing doubles.
Right.
So like people, there have been people in the community that have been saying, we need more doubles events, and like here you go. This is like doubles is going to be probably the main event at this, like as far as like number of entrants goes. So guys, come out to this if you're interested in playing teams. Like show that you still love teams and that you support that format. I certainly do. I know there's some people who don't like doubles as much, and like I don't like playing it competitively personally because I like have this feeling where I'm going to let somebody down, and it makes me
Avoid's
anxious
corrupted
and
me.
stuff.
Avoid and Ronnie have corrupted me. I'm a doubles fiend now. I love it so much.
Dude, I play it all the time casually though because there's nothing that will get your spacing on point like having to avoid your teammate. Like it levels up your spacing on another level. Like you're just there's no other way to get good at that particular aspect of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, the other one that gets me excited is Squad Strike. Because Squad Strike's an event that we used to run a lot as a side event, and then it kind of fell off. But bringing it back, that's going to be fun.
I feel like a lot of tournaments have like kind of dropped some of the side events because we want to run things efficiently,
Right.
and we want to get through bracket on time. And side events, unless you do them at an event where you have a venue for the entire day, it's like really often you run into these bracket conflicts and
Bottlenecks.
right, yeah, it's rough, and you end up with people who are dissatisfied with how long they're waiting for a match, and it's perfectly understandable. So I mean I get why some people have dropped some of these side events from their tournaments, but it's nice to see them make a comeback. Especially in a form like this where it's just one event concentrated on unique side events.
Yeah, I like the concept. Obviously, I'm a little biased because I approached you guys with it.
Yeah, I mean it was Tim's idea, so
I expected
he's
all you
gonna
guys to
love
tell me
it.
to shut up. Because I'm like, guys, hear me out. What if we had no singles bracket?
Yeah, most people would think that you're crazy for that, but I mean, we have our biweekly event, Sweet Spot, and we do monthly events as well. So it's just nice to get something in the rotation that's a little bit different.
For Sweet Spot, bringing back doubles.
Yeah, we talked about that last night,
Yep.
and I'm excited about that too. I hope that we can work out the kinks of like what we talked about, bottlenecking brackets. But yeah, we have a good team, and I'm super proud of Peru for the way that he ran bracket last week. That was super efficient. Anybody that was there, I mean, I was really happy with how he ran it, especially in conjunction with Stream. Um, he was talking with Robin the whole time, and I think that that's something that a lot of TOs don't do. Like, talk to your stream runners, guys.
I think
Like, it's so important. That communication is so important. You want good content. You want to. That's how you boost visibility for your event. So
So
make sure that you're talking to your stream runner.
I end up over here, like every Sweet Spot. It's inevitable. Me and Banjo end up commentating it. And the worst thing in the world when you're commentating a tournament is huge dead spots where me and him have to make food tier lists. Like,
That
you remember that
sucks.
Playing with Fire where we made a 15-minute, like, we just listed out snacks. Like, it ran to like 2 or 3 a.m. and me and Banjo were talked for 20 minutes to 30 minutes about snacks and made a snack tier list and all kinds of, like, it is rough to try to fill that time.
Yeah.
So the best thing, like, with last Thursday's event, like a couple days ago, there weren't any of that. Like, there were the obvious couple minutes while people were doing button checks and stuff, but we always knew what match was coming up next. We had them sitting down doing button checks efficiently. We weren't waiting on stuff. Like, it was all so buttery smooth.
Also, you know what, guys? One thing that I want to like just say to the community is, guys, like, it would be great if we had a couple more players that like really took commentating seriously. Right now, like, it's pretty much just Banjo and maybe Kid to a certain extent that are well, and Tim too. But I'd love to get more of a talent pool for commentators. Like, there's some players who are out there that are really good at commentating, but they're also really good players, and that's great. Like, as long as you don't have a flat personality, it's really easy to be a good commentator if you're a good player. But the problem that comes along with that is that when you get into the later stages of bracket, it's really hard to keep somebody who is a good player on commentary because most of the time they're in the bracket
Right.
too. So, you can study the frame data, you can study the matchups, and you can get good at commentating. And it's fun. It's a great way to help out the community. If you want to be an integral part of the community, look into that avenue because like we need that.
We definitely do. I would love to be able to enter an event again. Like, it seems like, because every Sweet Spot, I'm over here all night. Every Playing with Fire, like, as soon as I get off, I'm over here. I don't get to enter bracket. Like, I've entered bracket once at Playing with Fire. I haven't entered Sweet Spot. I haven't entered a Sweet Spot since we, LSG, started doing Sweet Spot.
And it's not just the Smash community, guys. If you love your game, be willing to talk about it. I know some people are just introverted and they don't feel comfortable on camera. They don't feel comfortable jumping on the mic. But if you have any type of charisma, if you have any type of interest in like entertaining people, like, guys, we need people like this. We need personalities. It helps boost our community. It helps boost Houston. It gives us more visibility, and like that's what I'm all about is bringing visibility to players.
It makes the highlights that much better, too, because inevitably there's highlights from tournaments that end up on other people's YouTube, and having good commentary, having Banjo yelling like a fool is just makes those stand out so much more.
Yeah.
Not to mention, like you said, it goes so far. Like, when we have out-of-city players playing in our bracket, and we have commentators that are entertaining, or even commentators that sometimes say things that might be a tad controversial, like when we had the Maniac Jace situation. Like, it causes discussion around the event. It causes people to talk about the event after the event's over. And that's exactly what you want. Don't want events to only be relevant for the 2 hours that the event's running. You want the event to be relevant as long as humanly possible. As long as people can maintain interest in it, you want it to be a relevant event. So commentary is one of the many, many ways to accomplish that goal.
Yeah, and I mean that's one of the reasons that I stream. That's one of the reasons that I'm so into production is that it provides a platform for people. like Exotonic is saying, it's a great way to get your name out there. Like, I'm all about cultivating brands, not just for myself, but like this is a platform for you to boost yourself.
Yeah.
Exotonic is actually one of my new Rocket League commentators. And MJ just walked in. Man, I got to talk to him. He's leaving. He's leaving us.
Yeah, he's
MJ's
abandoned us
leaving,
for Europe.
bro.
F's in the chat, please.
That's my
Exotonic.
favorite gamer, dude.
Mine too.
But
I'll never get to commentate another set with him. We're gonna have to do an online tournament. We're gonna do an online tournament so me and MJ can commentate it from Europe.
yeah, I'm gonna miss that guy.
Start
He was-
LSG EU.
He's
Yeah.
a
I
real
mean-
asset for our community. Honestly, I don't think a lot of people realize like how much work MJ actually put in.
No.
And when he was at his peak, dude was working really hard every week on our
So
stuff.
let's talk about Let's Settle This. Go back. That event started when me and MJ, after a monthly event, were at Whataburger at 3 a.m. and I told him, "Hey, I have this idea. I don't know if we can do it." And he's like, "Holy crap, I had that idea too." And we both had notes already made on it. So we sat in my car at 3 o'clock in the morning, compared notes.
Well, you guys worked on it for like almost 8 hours straight, right?
Right. And then we came at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday here before the podcast and pitched the event.
And then when I showed up, you guys just like attacked me as I walked through the door. Like, dude, we got this idea. We need you to see it right now.
It was a good idea.
It
It
was
is
a good idea. I like
It
it. I
is.
like it.
It's a fun idea. That was like one of the hardest days. Like this event though, like as much as I love this event, it's taken years off my life. It has stressed me out. It is like I've poured my everything into making this event what it is. So I cannot wait for next weekend to see how well it actually performs, how smoothly everything goes.
Big events will do that to you, but the more you get under your belt, the easier it'll be.
Right.
It becomes less stressful. It feels more like a natural thing, and like you're putting all this effort in right now, but like you're gonna bring all that experience to future big events for us. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Let's Settle This was the first event that was like my baby. That was my brainchild. It's not a normal event. Like it's a very unorthodox event. I think it's a cool concept. Like I'm very passionate about everything about this event. And it was the first time that LSG really expanded beyond Houston. First time LSG talked to people from Dallas, talked to people from Austin, talked to people from RGV. Like, obviously, we had some connections to RGV already, thanks to Hypey and El Wolf and working with Robert over at RGV Esports, but it really cultivated those relationships. It really allowed us to work more with those guys and develop relationships with players from outside of just Houston, Texas as a whole, really, which is super, super important.
well, here's the thing, Tim. Like I think that like the unorthodox events and unique events, like that's the future of like us standing out as a scene, which Texas deserves.
Absolutely.
I think that we don't quite get like the recognition as a region that we deserve. I think people understand that we're a force to be reckoned with, but like for a long time, I feel like we're just generating like status quo content, and we need to buck conventions, and one way to do that is these unique events, and I see like here in Houston we have like a few like really strong forces that are organizing tournaments, and not to say that anybody is better than anybody else, but what's really cool is that we are all so strong as TOs, and we're creating such good content that all these organizations are starting to do things that are outside the norm. SFC has their like crew league.
Right.
What's that called?
SFC
it's-
League? I don't
Yeah,
think-
yeah.
SFC
It's
league.
called like
SFL.
Smash Fight League or something.
SFL.
Yeah. That's a really cool idea. And like I've been following
It's a
it like
cool
here
way
and
to
there.
drive attendance to your event.
Right. Yeah. And then NXL did an event where they had like the badges that they
Mhm.
were doing, like challenger badges. That was super cool. Like I like seeing stuff like that because what's happening is like it's healthy competition and it's forcing everyone to innovate.
Right.
And like that's what's going to make all of us stick out is innovation.
No, absolutely. I cannot wait until I can talk about more stuff because we have so much in the works. Like, this event, obviously, love it. Brainchild, couldn't be happier with it. Can't wait to see how it turns out. Side quests, awesome. Side events, fun. charity, like feel good event. Has absolutely everything you want in an event. We have big announcements for after that I can't wait to be able to talk about. That I have meetings with some other people about later today. It's just there's so much going on. But back to what you were saying about relevancy of Texas as a scene nationally, I think the biggest thing is Texas. It's just geographically so large. Like, there's so many separate
have a
scenes.
huge talent pool to pull from.
And then none of these guys play each other.
Because they can't play each
They-
other. They're too far from each other.
Right.
you know?
Dude,
Like,
there's some people in Houston that don't often play each other because it takes an hour to get from Houston to Houston.
Yeah. But
Our
it's just
traffic is awful
I
here.
mean,
it is absolutely mind-boggling insane. And so that's what makes me so excited for this weekend. So excited for Let's Settle This. We get to see Austin versus Zale.
do we though?
Well, potentially.
Potentially. There's a lot of potential.
There's a lot of
this
potentials.
tournament. That's the great part about this. Can we talk about how?
Yeah, how pools are.
Yeah.
So I've talked about it on the podcast before. We talked about it when Austin and when Sink and Avoid were on the podcast with me. We talked about it.
So
So
let's just run it again because
Yep.
we're getting close to it. Let's just.
I'm going to go on a
inform
tangent
everybody.
about it. If you could clip it afterwards and post it on the event, that would be awesome. I'm going to explain pools. So when we were pitching this event, Karna happened to be in Houston. It was the weekend that we did the podcast with Karna. Me and Karna, both huge StarCraft fans. So the Premier League for StarCraft over in Korea is a thing called GSL. And the way that they do pools is, I believe it's the top 6 players from the previous season, meaning the people who placed 1st through 6th are pool captains. And so then they have a live show that lasts 45 minutes to an hour where those guys pick players to be in their groups. So the pools are chosen by the 6 players. The players draft players. So like MC, when he won, he'd pick a player, and sometimes it's a player that he thinks he can win against easily. Sometimes it's a player he doesn't like as a person, wants to body. Sometimes it's a grudge match. Like, there's all these different reasons why somebody would pick somebody to be in their pool, and it just makes it entertaining and really cool to see. Sometimes you end up with groups of death, but it's nobody's fault but those players. And so it's cool not to have the tournament organizers responsible for the groups in the super stacked premier event. Because just like this event, it was 4 groups. It was 4 because GSL is only 16 players. It was only the best 16 players that qualified, went through this whole circuit process to qualify for this event. So you can't see that. As a TO, you cannot see that. You can't be objectively say, okay, this is number 1 and this is number 16. Somebody's going to get mad. Everybody's going to get mad. It's never going to be fair. So what we're going to do is I have 4 seeds. So let me just pull them up real quick. Our seeds, Austin, Sassy, Zale, and Grayson.
Now, before anybody gets mad, why those people?
So Austin is number 1 in Dallas. Grayson is number 3. There's no hockey. Sassy is number 2 in Austin. And Zale is number 1 in RGV. So we're showing our out-of-city boys a little bias in this and getting a good little diversity. So what's going to happen is Austin is going to pick his player. Maybe Austin wants to body Denty again. Austin's like, hey, Denty's only taking 1 set off me. Or hey, maybe he wants to play N because N has never taken a set off him.
Okay.
So it'll go through Austin picks N. It'll go through the rest of the guys. They'll all pick a person. Then when it rolls back around to Group A, N gets to pick. So N is sitting here like, I've never beat Austin, but I think Avoid could. I think Avoid is getting a good run versus him. I think Avoid has what it takes to beat Austin. So rather than pick a good matchup for me, I'm picking somebody that can beat Austin. And then Avoid picks after that. So
there's going to be a lot of strategy to this then.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of mind games. There's going to be even grudge matches, Austin could pick somebody that he's never played against and just wants to figure out if he can beat him.
Right.
If he has that confidence to do it, then, he'll go for it.
Honestly, that's the thing that I'm most excited about for this event is seeing how pools are going to play out because I'm really just interested to see how that drafting is going to work.
what I'm excited about is there's already conversation about how they determine who they were inviting. Why didn't I get an invite? There are already those conversations going around right after the event was announced.
People get mad.
People get mad. It's great.
It's like, hello?
And now there's the conversation of there's not going to be a conversation of who's seated. Like, there might be a little bit of conversation about who we chose as pool captains, And I will say right now that that is not finalized. That is my quick draft today. We got to sit down and actually finalize that. But once it's finalized, we'll announce who actual pool captains are. Um, Austin's already a given. Zale's a given. The other two we have to discuss. But
Oh, you just made him mad.
right?
You just made
Sorry,
him mad.
Grayson.
You just started. Grayson is gonna come up and be like, "Why wasn't I pool captain?" Or maybe he still will be. We don't know. You know.
But I think it's a really cool way to do pools. I think it's a really exciting way to do pools. I think it's a really good way for me to avoid being yelled at for seeding this event because I don't want to see this. I don't have
think anybody wants that on their hands.
I don't have any earth idea how to see this event.
And for those people that are mad at us for not being invited, what's the best thing they can do?
Enter the open bracket.
Enter the open.
Win the open bracket. Prove me wrong. Prove how good you are because this is not the last time we're going to do this event. We're on a 4-month monthly cycle. And I believe it puts it in September July, August, September, October, November.
I don't know my months.
In November, this event will roll back around. So we'll have LST2 in November if everything goes according to plan. When that rolls back around, if you win the open bracket, you'll be in the invitational. I will guarantee a slot right now.
Ooh.
Win the open bracket, I'll put you in the next invitational.
Oh, wow.
You'll get treated like those players. You'll get access to the VIP place. We bought Airbnbs for them. You'll get access to all that. We pay for their travel. We're catering food for them. All those little prestigious things that they got, you'll get.
Man, I wish I was VIP. That sounds good right now, dude.
I'm always VIP, so I'm not
yeah,
tripping.
you're right.
Not
You're right.
even-
Vincent VIP.
Not even tripping.
Let's talk a little bit about this event, though, some more. I want your guys' thoughts on.
As exciting for me as the invitational is, I'm really excited for the open bracket. We have a big cap on it. We have 128 entrants. I want to see people from all over the place.
Right.
Austin, Dallas, Houston itself. I know my Beaumont boys are coming out. RGV. I want literally everybody here.
Hypey is going to be entering the open bracket. He's looking for his revenge for drowning in pools at Low Tier City.
Hypey wants to get that run back because he knows he can do well. And if you think your Low Tier City didn't go that well, come on down. Show everybody that, hey, that was just a fluke.
Yeah. Show them that bad events happen and we have something special planned for this. Like, show up. Make waves. It's going to be exciting. It is going to be so, so exciting.
And for anybody that is new to the scene, this is a great way to get in. Not like everybody that comes here isn't – nobody's rude. Let me just be real with that. We can't hide behind our screens. We're all just a bunch of nerds at the end of the day. So just come on down, learn from these players. Even if you get bodied, like I'm fine if I enter this tournament and I go 0-2. Like I'll still be happy because I'm pretty sure that by the end of going 0-2, I'm going to learn a lot because there's a lot of good people coming.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Yeah, guys, and if you're a new player, like at most tournaments, once you start to wind down on bracket, there's an opportunity to play friendlies. That's a great time to improve. And here at the Coral Sword Annex, we have a lot of space. Right now we have 22 monitors sitting in there. I think that number is gonna go down just a little bit over the next week, and we'll probably end up with like 18.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still a crazy
Plenty
amount of monitors, and that's a lot of setups and a lot of opportunities to get friendlies in. So
And with the schedule we're running, before pools are done over here, the tournament should be over there. The annex should be clear, meaning all the setups over there will be free for friendlies.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be an awesome spectator area. If you made it out to Just Play, if you made it out to Overly Caffeinated, you're familiar with the setup, how awesome it is to have everything over there. And it's just going to be so hype.
Dude, I am so ready for this. Like, I just want it to be Saturday already,
There's so much work I got to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
that's how I feel about it too. I'm excited for the event. But yeah, this next week is going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's going to be lots and lots of work, especially on the production side. Man, I still have some graphics that I need to complete. But I am excited to do that. I always like doing the creative stuff. It's one of the things I like about production. Kind of like scratches all my itches. Always have a creative drive, so.
Yeah, and don't just come down for the Saturday event. You know, honestly, things are gonna start rolling Thursday because LSG holds caffeinated
Right.
events, and that's just gonna be
Get some friendlies in.
get a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
friendlies in.
guys. Oh man, we need more people to come out to caffeinated. We've had some big ones, but so one of the things that like got me started here in Houston with organizing events, and you know what? Again, shout outs to Exotonic. That this dude, like, this is where we met. I used to run the Times Square Smash Fest over in Katy. That was always free. And I paid like out of pocket every week for that venue to be open to everyone. And man, that Smash Fest got so huge. A couple of times we broke over 100 people at a Smash Fest. That's insane. It's a lot. It's a lot of people just like there to level up. And yeah, shout outs to everybody who comes out to these caffeinateds. But like that's the idea of caffeinated, guys. It's a free day for the community. It's to build the community. It's for you to come in and level up. We don't care what game you bring.
Bring your setups.
Bring your setups.
It's for Smash Ultimate. I've had people ask me, "Can I bring Melee?" Yeah, of course you
Yes.
can bring Melee.
We've done Melee, we've done PM, we've done Tekken, we've had Street Fighter setups, we've had Sam Show setups.
I always have Project Plus there. I come out. I will play Project Plus with you. I will play Melee with you. I'll play some of the other games too, but I love those.
My favorite thing about this event is it's the one where I actually get to play. I get to come out and just hang with the homies and play games. Like I've talked about how I don't really get to do that very much anymore. I don't get to enter bracket because I have so much stuff going on. But this is the event where I get to meet everybody, get to hang out with everybody, get to play games with everybody, get to Fearless bodied me in P+, and then we went and played Ultimate last time. Like, we were at 50 to 60 people the last two. I would love to see that number grow. Let's continue growing. Let's play some games. Let's
make friends.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Build a community.
I mean, sometimes you can catch me over there playing Guitar Hero.
I like watching that.
You want to play Guitar
Show off.
Hero? Like, come ask me about it. I have a full custom setup. I have like 700 songs, so you know everybody's free to mess around with that too.
Caffeinated is honestly one of my favorite things. It's been one of my favorite things since it started, and it continues to grow and continues to become more and more enticing. It's so much fun.
Yeah, so Thursday, caffeinated, be there, enjoy yourself, have a little fun, practice for Friday, playing with fire. That's going to be stacked because all the invitees are going to be out here by Friday, correct?
I don't know about all of them, but a handful will.
A handful of them will be there, so if you want to get a match against a couple of them, and if you think you got it, come on down. And then Saturday, of course, let's settle this. If you're not there, I don't know what you're doing. And then Sunday, if you're
SFC.
still in town, you got SFC.
Yeah, guys.
It's
gonna be
jam-packed.
This whole week is just going to be a crazy stacked week for Houston Smash, and man, I'm so excited to be a part of it. Like, I feel like we really sent up the smoke signal this week. Like, come to Houston. We got a lot of stuff going on, and our scene it's really healthy. I'm really happy to see so many people interested in it.
Our scene's better than it ever has been, and it'll continue to grow and it's continued to get better.
Our scene is better than everyone else.
That's what I was going to say.
Everyone else.
That's what I was going to say.
Y'all are preaching it, and I'm over here like, I don't think Houston can win anything.
I love Houston, man. Like, I've grown up here. Houston can take it all. I'm going to be honest. Houston can take it all.
So they're asking what time the event starts. I'm not sure what event you're talking about, so I'm going to go over everything real quick. Cafe at 7 p.m., but it's not a firm start. It's just come chill whenever. We're open 7 to midnight. Come over, hang out. 7 to midnight, 7-11.
Around 11:30, I kind of gauge if people are still hanging out. It's one of those things where it's like I can call it whenever, but we stay open until at least 11:30. So
There you
also
go.
understand that in the same place there is playing with fire the next day, so that's why we got to make sure people are out and things are ready for the next day.
Right. So playing with fire also starts at 7.
no, I think it starts at 6.
Is it
Pretty
6?
Sure, pretty sure.
Did they bump it up?
Starts at 6. They've been talking about possibly doing Division 2 for Playing with Fire
Division 2
as well. So.
Look at this, man. Spoiling other people's announcements. Vincent, the king.
I didn't know that. You just ruined the announcement for me.
Oh, man.
Vincent, would you?
I-
Come on, man.
I'm sorry. I'm the
Now-
Tom,
now
I'm
I-
the, I'm the
now I
Tom
can't be
Holland
excited,
of
bro.
Houston Smash.
It's 6:30.
Yeah, okay, it's 6:30.
6:30.
I was off by 30 minutes. Yeah, that one starts at 6:30, and then let's settle this. When did doors open for that? 10.
Doors open at 10.
All right, yeah. Oh
What-
God, I have
how
so
long,
many.
How long
so
do
many
they have
events.
for registration?
Pre-register. Please, please, please,
Please
please, please pre-register. Smash.gg/LSTTX.
Guys,
So
don't-
let's settle this
don't,
Texas.
Don't do that thing that you always do.
Yeah.
You know that thing.
I
Don't do that thing.
I don't want to see a line, of like 100+ people out there. I want to make sure we're starting on time and we're good.
You know you always do the thing. Then
Yeah.
don't do the thing this time.
Right? Don't
Do the other
don't do it,
thing.
guys.
You
Do the
tell
other
me
thing.
you tell me every time I'm gonna pre-reg next time, and then next time comes around and I see you in the front. Like I don't know what to think. I don't know if you're lying to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just a Smash thing. Like,
So
you
this
know,
guy, 85% of esports nerds don't know what pre-register means. See, pre-register is when you do that registration thing before the event. It's crazy how far technology has
Oh.
become.
It's-
This website,
We can
good.
do that now.
It's
Smash.gg, you set up an account, you click the button, you pay with your credit card, and
Why do I need an account? What's the account for, anyways?
it's so I can make fun of you when I look at your stats and see how many tournaments you've gone 0-2 in.
Look at that. Look at that. Smash GG is also a great way to keep, all the stats, everything good. That way, if you do, well in Let's Settle This, playing with Fire or SFC, go over to your friends and be like, hey, I got the stats to back it up. I'm better than you.
Right? Bragging rights. It's all about. That's why we do this. It's all competitive.
That's the
It's all to
only reason
compete.
I play Smash.
good.
So
I
can
thought it was to
brag.
beat me.
I mean, Tim, that's
Free.
That's free.
Ouch.
But yeah, like it's a stacked week. A lot of good people are coming out. A lot of good events. So make sure to at least make out to a few of them, if anything.
Absolutely. So before we go, shout outs, social medias, all that stuff, starting with Italo.
Oh snap! Give me a second.
He has a Twitter now.
I have a Twitter now.
He's
At Peru LSG. Shout out to my 25 followers. I love you guys. You guys are great. If you're following me, you're an awesome person. If you're not, you should. That's all I have. I don't have anything else.
all right, Vincent.
Oh man. So I think I said this earlier. I have a Twitter, but it only has 2 tweets on it.
This is not following me.
I think I'm just gonna make a new Twitter because I think my old Twitter is like TSN Qualia or something, and I'm like TSN is. In case you guys didn't know, TSN is no longer a thing. Like there's still some people out there like shouting out TSN when I do events.
You still have the graphic on some of your events.
Yeah, no.
You
not
did
anymore.
on the Mortal Kombat thing yesterday.
Did I?
You
Oh,
did.
man. Oh, I gotta change that.
Listen, you
I
gotta-
memed on it.
It's just
I
it's-
memed about it on
it's
stream.
not a thing anymore, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna be making some changes on stuff like that. But yeah, so most of the stuff that I do is here at Coral Sword, so I'm probably just gonna start like a Coral Sword associated account for myself. But you can send me a friend request on Facebook because that's usually where I'm hanging out. I know a lot of people have moved on from that, but I am a TO.
The Smash community hasn't.
Yo, we're back to MySpace, Vincent.
See, the thing about Facebook is the event integration is just so damn good. Like, it's so hard for me to let go of it because, that's where I conduct all of my business on
Yep.
the event pages. So, if you want to keep in contact with me, if you want to keep up with me, for now, the best thing to do is hit me up on Facebook.
It's Vincent Rails back.
Yeah. And so aside from socials, we do other things other than Smash here at Coral Sword. We do FGC events. We have one on Wednesdays. That's Frame 1 Wednesday. Right now we're running 5 games. It's 5 games. It's a lot of games. I don't know.
Most of the games.
It's starting to get to the point where I feel like we're a little bloated and we might be reevaluating like